Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's expert chat. Again, my name is Savannah Lane, and I am the programs director here at the Turkish Heritage Organization. Today, for our expert, we have someone who I'm very excited to chat with, Güven Sak from TEPA, which is the Economic Policy Research Foundation of Turkey. You have quite a long background, a very lot of experiences that are varied in the field of economics, and we're really excited to pick your brain today. So if you could, can you shed a little light on what you are seeing right now in terms of the global economy and how it has been impacted by this novel coronavirus?
Yeah, this is the first time that we are seeing a situation like this. I'm a professional economist. All our models or our thinking is not related to what we are seeing at the moment in the global economy. What we have is there is a sudden stop in the real economy with no linkage this time with the financial markets. Usually we have sudden stops, but it starts with the financial markets, and then its impact will come to the real economy. But now, in this case, we are seeing a situation we haven't seen, unimaginable, let's say, about 3 months ago.
And it's certainly shifted a lot of policies, especially as we respond to it. We've seen different responses from varied countries. I mean, here in the US, we've done stimulus packages. So what is something that Turkey has done to respond to the economic crisis that people have experienced from this pandemic?
Yeah, Turkey has been trying to do the same thing, but I think the situation with developing countries is a little bit more different. You know, countries like Turkey, the emerging countries, is a little bit different. We are taking those steps also to, as the important issue now is livelihoods, both the livelihoods of the people who are losing their jobs and also the livelihood of the companies. We are taking those measures too. But the fact is that on this side of the world, we are not printing any US dollars. And this thing is influencing our hard currency earning capacity negatively, not only in Turkey, but everywhere in the developing countries. So if you look at the figures, the tourism revenues are coming down, natural resource exports coming down, exports are coming down, unimaginable quantities, amounts, let's say. So I think this is going to have especially a negative impact on the developing countries.
Certainly. And we've seen unemployment rise all over the world. Obviously, no one is immune to what is happening right now, especially with the global economy. I want to turn to hopefully a positive, optimistic outlook. Let's imagine that we are in a post-pandemic world. We're starting to restructure and rebuild. What do you expect to see in the future once we get there, and how will the world and the global economy change as a result from this?
I mean, that's a tricky question. Let me say that. Because I remember how my thinking has changed since the beginning of this process. This thing has started in, let's say, December, late December in Wuhan, in China. And I was in DC in mid-February.
Okay.
And we were discussing about, the possible impact on the global economy, Turkey, etc. Only positive things came to mind at that time, because we thought that everybody was thinking that this is, something that's happening in a faraway country. It's not going to influence us. So we are thinking that, the oil prices, they're going to come down. Good for Turkey in the medium period. It's not bad. And also, some of the supply chains may change. They may come to Turkey, etc. But then things has started to, spread all around the world with such a speed. It is not that easy to make guesses about the future, but I think it is possible to make preparations, let's say, because it looks highly likely at this environment that, these infectious diseases are going to be with us for a very long time. Not only this one, but we may have new ones too. So this thing is going to be important. I think we may have, let's say, shorter value chains or shorter supply chains that are going to be established future. Less complex, let's say.
Sure.
Less complex they are, better to manage. It can be something like that. So it is possible for countries like Turkey, who are latecomers into this business, to take a more important role in the supply chains in the coming period. So there may be some openings because of this development, and this is all the more true because in the past China, let's say, has an advantage because of the lower wages, but now China does not have that advantage also too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that requires some kind of structural reform attempts, all those things in countries like Turkey. And I think this turmoil is also bringing an opportunity for countries like Turkey to make preparations for the post-COVID-19 period.
Sure.
Although it is, normally it is not that easy to take those hard decisions that are going to influence some segments of the population negatively. But now we had COVID-19, which is already negatively affecting everybody at the same time.
Of course, certainly. Well, in analyzing this pandemic, what I've gathered is we're looking for preparations over predictions right now. And hopefully we will see that post-pandemic world come soon. We want to see a jumpstart in the global economy, certainly. And I really appreciate your perspective today and taking the time. So thank you so much. TEPOB does great work, and we're excited to continue to see the developments that you all produce. So thank you again.
Thank you. It's good talking to you.